Alright, welcome to another episode of Soto Desperado Plays Star Wars The Old Republic. We're going to Corellia. And we're going to have to challenge, we've been challenged by Darth Thanadon to Thanathong, to go ahead and fight Sith to Sith. So it's going to be interesting. Corellia's been at war for a while, so it's a bitch. Either way you look at it. Just had a salad with croutons, a few croutons. I don't like too many carbs. And some leftover chicken, fajita chicken.
My lord, Thanaton has wasted no time.
If I can't move around... Moff Byron, I need a list of Thanaton...
Right, my lord.
He's making this too easy. Then I have no choice.
Alright. I zoomed through those conversations because, I did all these storylines before. I did pretty much every storyline at least once. And, I sat through those damn conversations like a whole hell of a lot. After a while, you're like, ugh.
The pleasure of your arrival. Welcome to Darth Des...
Fill me in on...
Alright, Darth.
I'll talk with Darth.
What? I gotta fly all the way to Terrace? To talk to a Darth? What the fuck? That's just stupid.
Coronet City, the jewel of Corellia. Soon this will all belong. Where are my manners? I am Darth Trana's agent to the Dark Council. He says only the...
What's happening here?
This...
Send your troops against...
see...
Destroy all...
in...
Some broken fingers should...
Gotta
fly all the way to fuck over here for this bullshit. I hate that. Talk about a waste of fucking energy, man. Waste of fucking energy. The tears of tears. Oh, it's on a ship. I thought I was going all the way to Terrace. I was like, what the fuck? Alright, let's get out of here. Come on. Okay, so we're definitely not going to be doing a whole lot of other stuff. Look, girl. What you doing, girl? Alright, looks like my cat wants to eat. Let's see. I was watching some TikTok rants.
I want to talk about Eric Adams for a minute, and I want to look into this a little bit deeper.
I'll leave
right?
this and I'll
Because
feed the
Eric
cats.
Adams, the mayor of New York, is in a very, very interesting position. Yesterday, he was questioned about helping the Trump administration with deportations and getting rid of illegal migrants that continue to commit crimes inside of the United States of America, specifically inside of New York City. And this is what he had to say about it when questioned by reporters.
Well, thank you, sir. With respect, I think you should clarify your position, if you would, because a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I asked you specifically about mass deportations, and you told this group that you oppose mass deportations.
Yes.
You were on Channel 41 last night, and they quoted you as saying that you think the city should cooperate with ICE under certain circumstances.
Yes.
So can you explain to us what your point is on this, and what your position is?
You have Ms. Jones from some countries, been here for 10 years, undocumented, working hard, trying to provide a way, not committing a crime. Or you have Commissioner of my Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, a dreamer, came here, crossed the river with his mother to participate in American Dream, and he now is a commissioner that is in charge of other dreamers. Those people should not be rounded up in the middle of the night.
I guess as we just gonna have controversial conversations today. I think today is controversial day. I do. So let's address these issues, because I'm gonna get to Eric Adams' point and him wanting to work with Tom Homan, the border czar that Trump was appointed, and to get these people deported as committing illegal crimes. Right? Let's be very matter of fact and controversial. I'm gonna state my position, put my stake in this thing, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. I disagree with the Dreamers program. I just got to be the bad guy all the way around, huh? But Anton, I've been here for all of this time. But Anton, my mother brought me over here. I didn't have no choice. Well, then we got to hold your mama accountable for you coming over here. I don't agree. And I know that people use their children as a weapon. Chinese and Asian have been doing it for a long time and flying over here pregnant, hiding their pregnancy, having their children over here in order for their children to have dual citizenship so that they can use them as a pawn to continue to control what's going on over here in America. I don't agree. Everybody should go through the process. Everybody needs to go through the process of being here legally. I don't agree. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I am back. Oh, boy.
That's why I don't like Joy Reid. Joy Reid has been blessed to become basically a millionaire and to spout her big head points off on all of these different things that's happening inside of the United States of America on MSNBC, when she herself said that her parents came here. I don't know if her parents came here legally or illegally, but she says out of her own mouth that her parents were immigrants into this country. Now, for me, that is a hard stance for somebody to take and say some of the wildest things that she says when she just blessed to be here. She just blessed to be here. So now, again, this Dreamers program, and I don't care if y'all put a label on it that says, oh, we're a dreamer. I dreamed yesterday, last night, too. You know what I was dreaming about? Going to get an Aston Martin Vanquish. You know what I'm not going to get today? An Aston Martin Vanquish. God said, be happy with what I already blessed you with. I'll be dreaming, too. Thank you, Dolores. I love you, too, baby. I dream, too. Oh, but they haven't committed a crime except for coming over here illegally. Eric D says, Anton, Joy has a podcast now. You know why she got a podcast? I remember when all of these people were saying that podcasters and YouTubers was just wannabe journalists and wannabe reporters. Well, we make more money than most of them now. All of these correspondents that's now losing their job. Now Don Lemon and Joy Reid and all of these people want to have a podcast. Now they want to try to do what we do, but they can't do what we do as well as we do it. You know why Joy Reid got a podcast? Because eventually MSNBC and all of them is going to get laid off. And so they're trying to get ahead of it by creating a brand separately on their own so that they don't have to be subjected to having a job just like somebody getting laid off at the steel mill or the auto manufacturers, because eventually that money is going to run out. That's the reason why they went and got a podcast, because they trying to catch the wave of what we've been doing for a long time altogether. If she got a podcast, that's what they doing. They trying to get themselves in a position to where they can figure out how to find some money in this game, and they don't know what they doing just like everybody else. Real talk. Armando says, AD, most of us was brought here when we were very young. And what does that mean to me? Listen, welcome. I don't blame you. I don't blame your parents for taking advantage of a system that allowed for people to come over here illegally and be able to take advantage of what we got going over here in the United States of America and taxpayers. You took advantage of a system. It don't mean that you're right. So wait a minute. Wait. So y'all want me to y'all must be unfamiliar with who I am. I am a very matter-of-fact, F your feelings type of person. If you won, you won. If you took advantage of it, you took advantage of it, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to validate it. But I came here when I was young. What does that mean to me? Illegal is illegal. And so if you want me to have a level of sympathy for you, great. I got sympathy for people that committed crimes and got longer jail sentences, but it don't mean that they're not supposed to be in jail. Let me ask you a question. What about the people that actually went through the process, because y'all basically is finessing them? Let me tell you who the people are that get finessed in this whole system. We the taxpayers got to spend money to make sure that your parents is sufficiently taken care of, because they decided that they wanted to come over here illegally and they took advantage of a system. Okay, you finessed, you got it, you won, cool. But let me tell you who else get finessed. The people that have been on the list to try to come over here legally, and they've been on the list for years, even decades. What about them? So you just skipped the line, You went in front of them and said, oh, no, but I got a baby. You know what I can't stand? Let me tell you what I can't stand. We was in the airport. Where was we going to where we was almost late for our connecting flight? Just this last one where we went. We was in Romania, and I had a layover flight in Germany, in Frankfurt, Germany. And I see this person who I just got, when we was in the airport in Metro Detroit, they was walking around just fine. They was walking, enjoying, having a good time. When we got over to Frankfurt, Germany, and we waiting in line like everybody else, and we going through the process, they all of a sudden get a wheelchair. You ain't have a wheelchair back in Metro Detroit. So they was able to skip the line of everybody that was waiting in front of them because they said that they had to catch it. Well, what about everybody else that's been waiting here the whole time? Did they finesse the system? Absolutely. Was it legal, and did the airport allow for them to do it? Absolutely. Is it the right thing to do, and do I have to accept it? Absolutely and absolutely not. I don't have to necessarily accept it, but I gotta deal with it because that's what they allowed for them to do. They went and got a wheelchair, got to the front of the line, and did their thing. I see it happen in the airport all the time. People come up with their wheelchair, skip the line. I think about it sometimes. Rita suggested sometimes. She'd be like, you think we should get a wheelchair? No. We got to do it the right way, baby. We got to do it the right way. We got to do it the right way. Let's continue. Listen, I love you. I love you. I just don't love you the same way that your parents love you.
These are people who love our country and they're participating in our country. Those who are here committing crimes, robberies, shooting at police officers, raping innocent people, have been a harm to our country. I want to sit down and hear the plan on how we're going to address them. Those are the people I am talking about, and I would love to sit down with the Board of Czar and hear his thoughts on how we're going to address those who are harming our citizens.
We're open to that.
Open to
hearing what their plan is to deport some of these folks, and you think the city, in some circumstances, should cooperate with ICE.
Let me. You know what's interesting? And I was talking to the team the other day. I want you to all go back and Google Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Google what they said about those who commit crimes in our city and what they said in our country. They said those who commit crimes need to get out right away. That was their position. So this is not a new position, because in the state of in the era of cancel culture, no one's afraid to be honest about the truth. Well, cancel me, because I'm going to protect the people of this city. And if you come into this country, in this city, and think you're going to harm innocent New Yorkers and innocent migrants and asylum seekers, this is not the mayor you want to be in the city under.
He playing both sides of the fence. He's playing both sides. Eric Adams is playing both sides. On one end, he got to maintain his Democratic position because that's the seat that he holds, and he's trying to seek re-election for mayor. And it's a crowded field. I got a whole list of the people that's running against him in the primaries in order to try to unseat him. And I'm not sure if he's going to be voted in as mayor again, because you got 8 million people in New York. A lot of them are migrants. A lot of people don't forget or didn't forget that he supported this migrant crisis because he had to align with the agenda of Biden and Kamala Harris and letting over illegal people into this country in the first place. And so they became a sanctuary city, or they always been a sanctuary city. And there was a fallout from it, and he's seen it from the voters. I will give Eric Adams credit in that he is a good chameleon. You's a good chameleon. Eric Adams, you's a good chameleon. He a good chameleon. Eric Adams reminds me of the kiss up inside of the corporate America, and then he was working hard for this new leadership position, but then that person wound up moving on, and then they got new management, and so he trying to figure out what to do. And then the new management come in and say, hey, let's do a self-evaluation to everybody. And everybody say, well, this person is a kid. Eric Adams is a chameleon. Eric Adams could very much be a bad bee. Him's a good boy, Clint. Eric Adams is just like your favorite female. He your favorite baddie. Eric Adams got the spirit of Drea Michelle in him if I ain't never seen it before in my life. Eric Adams got the spirit of Bernice Burgos in him if I ain't never seen it before in my life. Eric Adams, and to his credit, he's trying to adapt. It's a survival game for Eric. Eric got the Department of Justice on his behind, on his tail. They are on him. Eric Adams said, you know what? My only saving grace is to align myself with the Trump campaign. I don't know if Kamala Harris and Biden is going to win, but they've already made me an outcast. They don't even ask for my opinion when it comes to this democratic process of the election. And so he chose a side. He said, listen, man, Trump, I like Trump. I likes me some Trumps. Eric Adams is working hard to do two things: to save his job and to save himself a pardon. And if y'all don't think that Trump paying attention to it, like, man, look at this chameleon. Look at this chameleon. Eric Adams is pivoting. So now he working with Tom Homan. You know what? I'd like to see what Tom and the Biden administration is going to do when it comes to getting these illegal migrants out of here that is committing crimes. Nobody in New York City should be subjected to illegal migrants coming over here and committing crimes. Now, I don't know what the Justice Department got going on, but what I do know is that I'm looking to see and have a conversation with the Border Czar, Tom Homan, that come in here and try to make sure that they keep New York citizens safe. Because my job is to make sure that New York citizens have the opportunity to be dreamers and to make sure that they are safe in their own communities. Now, I don't remember what I said last year. I don't remember me sitting there at the migrant station, bus station, and I was clapping for them. But what I do know is that my number one priority is to make sure that Democrats and migrants over in here, and you know what about the dreamer? What about the dreamer that's sitting over there and, you know, he wound up raising himself up, never committed a crime in New York City? What about him? I don't think that he should be rounded up in the night. But what I do think is that we should be listening to Trump and Trump administration, because he put the Border Czar in there for a reason. He put the Border Czar in there for a reason. Now, you know, we need to get everybody on board. Everybody on board. Everybody needs to be on board inside of New York City to make sure that we protect the citizens and we speak to the American people. Cancel me. That's my good chameleon. You's a goods boy. You's a good boy, Eric. You good. Yeah, you a good chameleon.
How are you?
Good, great, thanks. During the pandemic, undocumented workers or essential workers can step up in a major way.
Yes.
There's precedent. I think even my paternal grandmother was a nurse during great influenza that came from Canada. Mm-hmm. She was granted citizenship and recognition for her service during that time, putting her life at risk for others. Is that something you would be...
We're a different type of show on here. We're different. I know y'all not used to this. Hold on. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I just ask y'all a quick favor? Price of admission for anybody that's coming in here should be a like. All you got to do is hit a like for the algorithm. But if you've been here more than one time, if you enjoy what we do, because this is the greatest morning show on earth, and it's over 5,000 people on here on YouTube alone. And if you've been here more than once, you should already been subscribed, and you should have definitely hit a notification bell so that you know when we go live every single day. You should definitely be doing that. It's no reason why, if you've been here more than once, that you shouldn't be subscribed. All right, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. And get your tickets to come and see me in Detroit December 14th. Discount code Anton in the description. Let's rock.
Willing to work with like 32BJ and the unions to say people that stepped up like that in a major way to help us keep on, they should get some kind of consideration.
Listen, look, the reason I know undocumented and other workers were doing what you said is because I was out there. I wasn't home social distancing. I was not sheltering in place. I was on the streets with people who were willing to help those who were social distancing and who were able to shelter in place. When you were as food service workers responding to your Uber Eats, you could not do it remotely. You had to go out and expose yourself. So I am with you on that. People who are giving back to this city should have an opportunity to participate in the American dream. And I said, we should send people to certain cities. I can't say this over and over again. Certain cities that are dealing with population problems and need workers. I need food service workers. Kentucky need backstretch workers. You go all over this country.
The hell is a backstretch worker? What is a backstretch? I may be off. Let me Google this. Backstretch worker. Backstretch employees. What is a backstretch worker? Oh, those are people that care for the horses. I never heard of a backstretch worker.
Yeah, me neither.
Caring for people who care for horses. Kentucky Derby, backstretch workers. Wow. Wow, I did not know that. I learned something new today. Thank you, Eric.
Country, and there are many cities and municipalities.
I thought a backstretch worker was something different. I thought I had me a backstretch worker last night. You know what I'm saying? I thought a backstretch worker was, you know, my mind worked different. Never mind me. Don't worry about it. Let's go into Eric Adams possibly discussing, because CNN was talking about Eric Adams possibly getting a pardon from Trump and what his pathway to victory for that would be.
Arthur represents one of Eric Adams's closest aides. You also count the mayor as a friend, so we'll disclose that. But I do want to, and I should say this aide is a witness in the investigations around him. But this is Eric Adams very clearly taking a page out of Donald Trump's book. Maybe borrowing, he's kind of taking some of the shine from Donald Trump and trying to use it for his own purposes. Is the point to get a pardon?
I said that's a backbreaker, not a backstretcher. I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. I'm in there. I get it. Backbreaker worker, backstretcher worker, all of that. Somebody said, did you hook up with a chick for the streets? No. I got my own. I'm married. A person that I stretched that back. Never mind. Let me be quiet. Let's continue.
At the end of the day.
Well, he's actually asked the question in that news conference, and he said, I've been saying this for years now. Here was as Eric's position. Initially, I think he felt bad for a lot of these migrants, especially my office is 1 block away from Ground Zero, the Roosevelt Hotel. There's a lot of women there with little kids, and he felt really bad for them. But as they kept coming and kept coming and kept coming, and he wasn't getting any help from the federal government, like zilch. Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and obviously the White House, he was getting minimal help. And finally he realized, okay, it's one thing to be nice. It's one thing now you're overwhelming my city. And then he started pushing back. I can't take him anymore. Now we got to get him out. Then you got migrants starting to beat up cops in Times Square. Then you got migrants committing like real crimes against the citizens of the city of New York. And he's saying, no, that's not going to happen.
Not to diminish those issues, but
he's been saying that for a long time.
But I think the real question here is not so much about immigration, but about whether this turn has been toward Trump for a very specific purpose. He's being prosecuted by the Southern District of New York, and that prosecutor actually has already resigned. Trump is going to be in a position to potentially help him out in more ways than one.
It's an easy narrative to say, well, the prosecutors that came after the President of the United States are also coming after me in a similar witch hunt. Now, to be clear, President Trump was not prosecuted by the Southern District of New York, the federal prosecutors. He was prosecuted by the Manhattan DA's office.
He was investigated by the Southern District of New York.
Yes.
He was investigated, and then they passed on it because they thought it was a garbage case, and then the Manhattan DA's office picked up on it. But go ahead.
Granted. Continue.
President Trump was not prosecuted by the Manhattan DA's office.
Yes, he was. By the
U.S. Attorney's Office, pardon me.
Yes. Go ahead.
Mayor Adams is being investigated by the federal prosecutors. He will have a chance to have his day in court. The allegations are troubling, to say the least, but it's an easy narrative for him to be able to say that they targeted President Trump and they targeted me. Now, can we get in his head and say that he's trying to curry favor for a pardon? Who knows? But I do think it's an easy narrative to try to yoke himself to the president.
I wouldn't poo-poo this illegal immigration issue. I think people are very upset about it.
I'm not doing that. Just to be clear, I'm not doing that. I was just saying that the issue for Eric Adams that is very important is his legal fate. That's
but his most serious governing issue is that there are roughly 760,000 illegal immigrants living in New York City, and almost 60,000 of them have criminal charges or are convicted criminals. If I were the mayor of New York City, whether I had my own personal political problems or not, I would be desperate to work with the President of the United States to clean up what's going on. Earlier this year, there was a police report that 3/4 of the people being arrested in Midtown were for violent crimes and attacks on the street were illegal immigrants. This is a local governance problem. My assumption is, I don't live here, I'm here a lot, that the people of New York City are hopping mad about it. And whether Eric Adams is using this to get political favor with Trump, I don't know. But my God, you're the mayor. Somebody needs to do something.
Yeah, Scott is right, as usual. I do think that Eric Adams is trying to kill two birds with one stone, and that he's angling for a pardon just in case he gets convicted. And then on top of that, I believe that he's trying to save his job in New York, while at the same time, I don't believe that anybody thought that having a whole lot of illegal migrants overwhelm a city was a good idea. But they played their hand. They bowed the knee to Biden, and now Biden threw everybody under the bus. Kamala Harris is not going to be president. We all knew she wasn't going to be president. Everybody should have seen the writing on the wall. And now these Democratic mayors, which I predicted, I've been saying it for the last 2 years, that their day was going to come and they was going to be held accountable for the decisions that they made. Mike Johnson, Brandon Johnson, your day is coming. Eric Adams, he trying to switch sides and be a chameleon. Karen Bass, we see what's happening over there in Los Angeles. All of these people they're gonna have to face their consequences for the decisions that they made. They put too many people in jeopardy, and they made the wrong decisions, and they chose the wrong side.
Flippity flop, flippity flop. Why are black people defending Democrats?
You do not have to go down with the Democratic Party.
From 3 days ago.
To all of my black people that's running in the Victim Olympics, let me say something to y'all real quick. You do not have to die on this hill. You don't have to die on this hill. You too can distance yourself away from what I believe to be some of the most corrupt people to ever walk the face of this earth. It's a reason why even the people that's the highest up say it's the party of war. It's a reason why all of the people that truly was donating to that campaign, you don't see their faces. Y'all don't have to defend this nonsense. Y'all don't have to continue to be on this plantation. You don't have to continue to make excuses. I know that your family is trying to convince you, hey man, bad man Trump. I know that it's going to be hard for you to tell Gam Gam, hey listen, I just can't do this anymore. At some point, you're going to have to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and walk away from this. I don't really necessarily need to know. Because, see, we pray for discernment all the time, but then this is the same reason why y'all find yourselves in situations with boyfriends that put their hands on you. Ooh. This is the same reason why you keep being invested in a Pookie, knowing that he ain't never gonna change. Oh, I want Tupac in a suit. Listen, Pac ain't never changing. It's the reason why we see so many children out of wedlock, because you keep ignoring every single sign that's in front of you. Do you have to see him put his hands on you prior to you knowing that he seems to be a little bit more aggressive and abusive, and I'm not gonna take that red flag for granted? I'm gonna just go ahead and move out of the way? You gonna still hold it down, huh? I see it happen all the time. People ignore the signs and they stay loyal to somebody that is going to drag you through the mud. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships. It's the same thing when it comes to politics. It's the same thing when it comes to friends. It's the same thing that when it comes to people. It's the same thing when it comes to money. It's the same thing when it comes to your job. It's the same thing. You are holding on to something that is not best for you. Everything around you, some of y'all are saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. God revealed it to me, but God keeps showing it to you right in front of your face. He put you right here somehow, some way. The Millionaire Morning Show appeared on your algorithm. Anton is telling you right to your face, everything that I tell you is aligned with what you're going through in your life. And you'll sit there and look at God and say, can't be. Not me. Yes, you. Yes, you. You the dummy. You the punching bag. You the voter. You the person that continue to donate into something that you know is not good for you. You the person that continue to put your children on the Democratic plantation and give them generational curses so they could be sitting there begging for student loan forgiveness that ain't never coming, but them votes is still gonna be there. You the person that voted for the people to bring in immigrants to replace you, take your home, take your tax dollars. They gonna use your money to pay for your own demise and then replace you and then give you a pat on the butt and say, thank you for being loyal. Thank you for being loyal. Praying every day, Lord, show me myself. Let me know. Give me a sign of whether or not I'm supposed to be here or not. All right, cool. Give you 30 signs. Stop. Don't go. Look, crazies. You pass all of the signs and you just drive right off the road. But God ain't saying it to me directly. He ain't going to say it to you directly. He wants you to use your own good God-given common sense to make a decision and get the heck up off that plantation before they throw a firebomb on it. Oh, you want Jamie Foxx to come in. You want Django to come in and save you from yourself. Who that on that nag? You. Keep on going after Broomhilda. Is Broomhilda in there? Oh, trying to save you from yourself. We free. Ours is free. Give us free. We free. We free. We rich. We thriving. We prospering. You the only person still dusty. Have you ever noticed that? Have y'all ever noticed that the people that rail against the ones that they say is sellouts are the ones that's in the most dust? They got dust particles all over them. You keep, no, that's not dust. That's sprinkles. No, that's dust. You dusty. Poor, dusty, broke, destitute, out of luck, ain't got a pot to piss in, going to the cash advance place, paying 375% interest to the very white man that you hate, keep on asking for reparations, got $1,400 car notes, no license, no insurance, running from the repo man. That man is hitting on you and you paying his bills at the same time, and you gonna sit here and tell me and have a conversation with me about what you ain't gonna do. Okay, I got you. I'm with it. I'm all for it. I done seen some of the dustiest people that had some of the most staunch toughest positions go and get married to some of the dustiest men I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my God. I mean, was so dusty. And then you go to their house and you see roaches everywhere. You a dust mite. 100%. You got all these things. How come the poorest people? Give me a second. Let me rock out real quick. Give me a second. Why is it that the poorest people have the highest standards? When did that happen? The richest ones are usually the nicest. They have the most humility. They have the most dedication to the people. They give back. And then I see other people talking about how much they gave and why they didn't give more. You at the food pantry, baby. You at the... Look. You are about to be outsourced. You tired. Your wig is crooked. It's crooked. Your Reeboks is leaning. You keep talking about how you gonna boycott Walmart. You in a food desert. You ain't got nowhere else to shop. Your PPP money done ran out. You in the hood. You a squatter. By definition, you're a squatter. You live in a bando. You still cable still. You can't have no standards. I know what you're really living like. Stop. Listen, don't lie to me. Don't you lie to me. I know what the numbers are. I know what you living like. I drove by your neighborhood. I did. That's why I got 10 on my windows and I roll them up because I don't even want you to see me coming. I just roll right on by. Apple Maps took me on the detour because they had an accident on the freeway. I had to come up, ride through your hood, and get back on the freeway. I said, I'm never going back over there again. You're not going to sit here and tell me about how your high standards are. You ain't got no education. Oh, man, I'm going to this. No, you went and got a whole lot of student loans. You don't have no standards. You can't have an opinion when you broke. You can't have an opinion when you dusty. If you got installment payments on Klarna, Afterpay, PayPal, or any of them, you need to shut up and listen. It's not time for you to talk. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. If you got more than 1 baby father, you need to shut up and listen. God is trying to deal with you right now. Real talk. Straight up. For all my fellas, if you out here taking your paycheck after you pay your taxes and you out here trying to go over here and pay for some box, you got to shut up and listen. It's a bet. Listen, I promise you, on everything in me, and we going to get back to the show. I promise you on everything. There is a better life out here. And it's not just some chains on Instagram. It's more than just a Dodge Charger wide body stolen. You don't have to be running on slicks inside of the wintertime. Your tire, you need an alignment. Your Altima is missing a bumper. You spend all of your money and you spend more money on your car than you do with your living arrangements. You don't have to be dusty. I promise you, it's a whole nother life out here. And so while all of these people keep keeping you in a victim in the Dust Olympics, you know what they doing? They going home to their big house that's paid for. They got land. They got opportunity. They network it. And then they get on these live streams and they tell you about how you need to vote based off of what's in their best interest, not your best interest. What's in their best interest, not your best interest. That's what they say. And so while they sitting in their house, Ricky Smiley is probably in a 10,000 square foot house doing his show from his bedroom. You believe in him and he getting paid from the Democratic Party. You believe in these people and you continuing to be led down the path of destruction so that they can stay rich. They eat you for breakfast. You are the lunch. You are the monetization. They don't add no value into your life. They ain't told you nothing. Ask me how many of these people that's race hustlers, how much value did they add into your life? I think that they're phenomenal content creators, but I'm just asking you, what insight and what information were you able to take from them that allowed for you to better provide for your family? That's what I'm asking. How much more effective can you be in ensuring that your daughter and your son don't have student loans by taking their advice? Because, see, you don't love me if you're not giving me some opportunity or some insight in how I can improve my life. Help me to understand, outside of the entertainment aspect of it, how have they been able to add value into your life, or did they just make you more angry at the white man that you don't even know, and we don't even know who these theys are, so that you can continue to vote based off of identity politics? You ain't never met Kamala Harris in your life. She ain't never checking for you. I remember when they were saying, oh man, Trump, you can't even get into the... Yes, I can. Yes, I have. And I will continue to do so. Meanwhile, you don't know her. She don't know you. Her and Dougie is out here doing whatever knows God knows what. Obama don't know you. Obama don't even check for Chicago. You know when Obama come to Chicago to go and check on his presidential library, he ain't checking for y'all. He over here narrate. I heard Obama on a National Geographic navigating, talking about whales. They daughters ain't with you. Their daughters ain't hanging out with your daughters. Michelle ain't kicking it with you. She don't know you. Only time you can go and see her is if you pay to go see her on tour. Y'all sitting here idolizing and pedestalizing these people. They don't care anything about you. They don't know you. They don't see you. They're not checking for you. They don't want to talk to you. And if you ask them for $1, they spit on you.
Please use all products only as intended.
They don't know you. But yes, master, I got to stay loyal to this Democratic Party. They gave you death, destruction. They tied your family to the federal government so that they can break it up. They continue to give you an opportunity to eliminate your babies as a form of contraception. They give you war. And then they told you go to church on Sunday and then make sure you donate to the pastor's offering. So that him and his wife and his boyfriend, because he really got a boyfriend, so his boy, that's why all of the black churches is in Atlanta. So him and his boyfriend, he gonna elevate his boyfriend to be the church choir director. As Oz Force, sassy, alphabet community, I don't mind if they come and use my bathroom. I don't care if he pee all over the toilet with his rod. I don't care. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You's a retard. That's what you are. You's a fool. You a fool. You a whole fool, not a half a fool. You a whole fool. You a fool. You raising fools, and you married to a fool. And he don't even listen to you, but he give in to you because it's happy wife, happy life. You a fool and your whole family a fool. And they all gonna be poor for the rest of their life. No, I got a 30-year mortgage. I own my own home. No, you rent your home from the mortgage company that make interest off of you. And when you die, they're gonna sell it. You a fool. And you need to open up your mind and realize that whatever your circumstances are, it could be different if you shut the hell up, listen, take the advice, and then make adjustments. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. The minute that you humble yourself, you'll change the circumstances of your entire generation, of your entire family. You so stupid. You so stubborn with that glued on wig to them stupid cornrows on the top of your head, and you don't even realize that you signed your own death warrant and you've literally banished your children into poverty because you continue to be a fool. You an old fool. Your mama a fool. Tell her I said it. Your mama's a fool. I don't care. Care if you unsubscribe. Care if you, I don't like Anton. I don't like the way he said it. I don't like you either. And I don't like your son being raised to come and steal my daughter's hubcaps. Now what? Do something. Do something. Your stupid wig and your dumb eyelashes aggravate me. When I see you in the store You keep on asking for donations. You never got enough money. You're always selling your food stamps. Just talking to me. I don't like you. I don't like you either. I don't like you either. And I see your father down there working
Anton's
at the
pissed.
construction site. I'm looking at your daddy right now. I see him right there. You want to see him? I see your daddy down there on the construction site working hard. He down there building my next building. I don't like you either. Now what? So we even. What up to your daddy? Tell him I said what up, though.
Teufel atroz. Zij is like.
Anton's pissed. Stellantis CEO resigned.
Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has recently resigned after a dispute and disputes over a long period of time, but recently has come to a head that he is leading Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and the Stellantis brand and all of its brands that's under it into the fire. Check it out.
Stellantis shares falling after the CEO, Carlos Tavares, resigned abruptly, and Phil LeBeau joins us now with more. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Joe, this is not a huge surprise. A surprise that is immediate, but not a huge surprise in terms of it's been known for some time within the auto industry that Carlos Tavares and the Stellantis board were not on the same page. Well, it all spilled out into the open yesterday when Tavares immediately resigned from the company. The independent director for the company issuing a statement saying in recent weeks, different views have emerged which have resulted in the board and the CEO coming to today's decision. Look, Stellantis has been a world of hurt over the last year. Q3 sales in the United States down 20%. Why? A glut of vehicles, because in the first half of this year, Carlos Tavares, and he's even said, look, I was arrogant keeping our prices high, keeping production as high as it was, and as a result, dealers were furious that they were having so many vehicles essentially flooding the new vehicle market when it comes to Jeep and Ram. Their sales suffered as a result. First half profit for the company overall, negative 48%.
Man, that is very true. I was actually talking with a guy he runs the dealership, one of the biggest Chrysler dealerships inside of Michigan, over in Oakland County. And he was just telling me about how bad things had gotten and that they still had 2023s on the floor that they hadn't moved yet. It's one of the reasons why, and it's a lot of the automakers are starting to fail. Nissan they only got 13 to 14 months cash on hand, and so they're trying to figure out how they can save Nissan. They're talking about a possible merger with Honda. You have Chrysler and Stellantis that is suffering tremendously. Ditto for Jaguar, and that they basically took a whole year off in sales, and now they brought out this sassy campaign that basically killed the whole brand. But sales has suffered significantly, and so I think that these, again, a lot of these CEOs and a lot of this management, they're too heavy, and so it's very difficult for them to pivot quickly. B, it shows a difference in management styles and the margins with Tesla. Tesla is incredibly profitable and has the number one selling vehicle worldwide, not in just the United States of America. And please miss me and listen to the context. Some of y'all say F-Series. No, F-Series is the best-selling vehicle in the United States of America. The Model Y is the best-selling vehicle in the world, and it has the highest margins. And so with sales down 20%, with people not being able to afford the vehicles, repossessions is up significantly, moving over into an EV mandate when you can't afford it and people is not even fully adopting EVs unless there's something unique about your vehicle or it actually serves a specific purpose, and going away from your core fan base were all the wrong things. In addition to that, I seen a Jeep for over $100,000. Said, what? A Jeep, a Wrangler. I seen a Wrangler. One of the things that made Wranglers unique was its body style, and that it never truly changed. So no matter what year you purchased it, it was still a Wrangler, and it didn't really matter because people didn't feel like their vehicles was that old, and so that helped to retain the value of the vehicle itself, A. And then B, it was affordable to the everyday person, whereas you had the G-Wagon that was at the top of the totem pole that was a status symbol. You had the Wrangler where you can have multiple different parts, easy to work on, it was affordable, anybody can have it. And so it then became, or it went out of style because I seen $100,000 Wrangler. It was I think it was a one that they put the V8 into it.
That's crazy, dude.
They need to cut the cost, strip these cars down, sell it at least a 10% margin, and everything else, get rid of it. Get rid of everything that is causing for these vehicles to be so high. And then people can't even get good interest rates, even if they can get approved. They can't get good interest rates, even if they can get approved.
Take a look at Stellantis versus GM and Ford. We
it
should
was
point
a
out that the company
That's what it
is
was.
reaffirming its 2024
and their quality sucks.
full-year financial guidance. That's not going to matter a whole lot to investors today. What really does matter is what's the future here? John Elkann, who is the chair of Stellantis, and an executive committee will take over Tavares' duties until they find a new CEO, which is expected in the first half of next year. But guys, they're behind the 8 ball in terms of new product rolling out, especially when you come to Jeep and Ram. Yes, those brands are incredibly strong in North America, but they really have been mismanaged to a certain extent over the last year and a half. And that's reflected in what you've seen with shares of Stellantis. Just hammered this year. I think, down 45, 48%, something like that, compared to General Motors and Ford. We'll see.
Do not, and I repeat, and we're going to go over this on Stock Club next week. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month for those of y'all that's not in it. Do not go out and run and buy Stellantis stock. Do not, under no circumstance. I'm telling you, if you are following me, if you are a bag chaser, do not look at this and say, oh, man, the stock price is down over 40-something%, 50-something%. Oh, man, it's at an all-time low. Do not run out there and buy Stellantis stock, okay? That's not how we invest.
What happens over the next couple of months, guys, but John Elkann, he was the chair at Fiat Chrysler, and when they put together Stellantis, everybody said, Carlos Tavares is the man to do it. He turned around Opel after they bought it from General Motors in Europe, but the increased competition in Europe is another issue, especially with Chinese automakers. They've got a number of things that they've got to get fixed here.
Is it totally self-inflicted so that prices were kept too high? And
yes.
That's a case of arrogance from the top down?
He called himself arrogant.
Right.
He called himself arrogant. Look, we had him on the Squawk Box set with you guys there. One thing you can say about Carlos Tavares, he has always maintained when he makes a decision, that's the right decision. You can't fault him for along the lines of being wishy-washy. In this case, that was a completely wrong decision. And it was immediate that you heard from Ram and Jeep dealers who were saying, stop it. Stop the production as high as it is in North America in the first half of this year and help us with the pricing because the prices were far too high. Now, they have cleared out a bunch of the inventory as they have increased their incentives, but they paid a price, a mighty price in the first half of this year.
It's unfortunate. Let me get it from the workers' perspective. I want to show y'all what the workers are saying. Now that Carlos Tavares is out.
After Swan Creek, where we only have one lane open.
Time now is 6:02 as we turn to a sudden shakeup at Stellantis overnight. CEO Carlos Tavares stepped down effective immediately, and this is big news here in the Motor City.
Stellantis has struggled with slumping sales and layoffs over the last 6 months.
And the automaker announced layoffs at Warren Truck Assembly in August, and then more layoffs at the Sterling Heights Assembly plant in September. On November 7th, the automaker announced layoffs at Toledo South Assembly, and just one day later, the company announced layoffs at Freud Street sequencing facility.
Now Tavares is out. Stellantis boards of directors says that there have been differing views there among the shareholders and the board, along with Tavares.
And 7 News Detroit reporter Ryan Marshall is joining us live right outside Warren Truck Assembly this morning, lifting the voices of Stellantis workers. And Ryan, you've been talking with workers overnight.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody out there. Carlos Tavares' resignation is effective immediately. And now fresh reaction from a frustrated worker base, many of them coming in this morning, many of them saying good riddance to their former CEO. Stellantis' announcement on Sunday of Tavares' resignation came as little shock to some on the inside. His tenure was marred by slumping sales, a lengthy employee strike, more news of upcoming layoffs, and the UAW filing unfair labor practice charges against the company. Stellantis says the search for a new CEO is well underway and should be done by the first half of 2025.
Need to bring in Anton Daniels.
In the meantime, the parent company, the Chrysler Jeep and Dodge, says John Elkann will chair a new interim executive committee. Early morning reaction at Stellantis' Warren Truck Assembly plant was largely swift and decisive. Frustrated workers reporting for their shifts are happy he's gone.
If you're not good for the company or in a good spot to keep us alive and pushing, I think you need to be moved for somebody who's qualified to do that and keep us on the right track so we can all prosper here.
What's morale like right now?
Pretty low around here.
They need to also hold accountable Sean Fain. I ain't heard from him since Biden got pushed out and Kamala Harris lost the election. UAW President Sean Fain, bring your butt to the front of the congregation and get this work. They need to also, not just the CEO of Chrysler, they need to bring Sean Fain to the front of the congregation and hold him accountable for selling out and absolutely helping to destroy the company. Sean Fain, you too. I want to hear him too.
Lost thousands of jobs out of a plant that's always been strong.
Bring Anton
My
Daniels
dad
in there
worked
to
at this
fix
plant
things. Shout out
40
to
some odd
Classy
years
Beats.
ago, and it's like nothing like it was.
Are you still proud to work at Stellantis?
Not really. I mean, it's a job to me. I'm getting ready to retire, so I just want to get my time in and go.
I'm glad. That's how you know it's bad. I've been in plants where people will say that, hey man, I'm just trying to get my time in. If I can retire early, I'm looking to get my time in. I knew guys that worked in a plant a lot of time, and around the 20 to 25 year mark is when they actually started to go back to school. Real talk, I'm gonna be honest with you. I knew guys that 5 to 10 years prior to them actually being able to retire, they anticipated at some point in the near future, because the worker morale was so low, that there would be buyouts offered for them to be able to get an early retirement. So they started going to school so that they can make a career pivot while at the same time being able to get that early retirement buyout package and pension from the automaker or from the automaker that they was working, or from the steel maker. And so they had started. You know that a company is bad and running things bad, I might go and buy another Charger. I might go get another Charger just because. You know that things are bad when the workers are saying, you know what? I just really want to get my time in. I just want the company to survive. I need the company to survive long enough for me to be able to get my retirement package and get the heck up out of here. They have zero confidence in the company, zero confidence in leadership, zero confidence in the UAW leadership, zero confidence in the company itself. And a lot of times they just trying to hold on. That's the problem with putting all of your eggs in one basket. You hoping, praying, wishing. That's why when they was doing that strike last year when I was covering it, a lot of those guys was just like, hey, man, listen, y'all, look. I know y'all want record wages and contracts. Man, we need to just get back to work, bro. Because they not trying to be out of a job. They trying to get to their retirement package. And a lot of them, they just trying to survive long enough to do two things. It's two things that they trying to do. They're trying to get themselves in a position to where they trying to get their kids through college, actually three things. They trying to get their kids through college, they trying to pay off their house, and they trying to get to their retirement package. Hell with everybody else. The hell with everybody else. They trying to get their kid through college and hopefully help their kid get a good job. Hopefully get their house paid off and get to retirement age. Those are the things that they was looking to do.
Glad that he's gone. It's pretty obvious that it probably should have happened a while ago.
UAW President Shawn Fain released a statement regarding Tavares' resignation.
Fain, huh?
He says in part, quote, "The UAW welcomes the resignation of Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares, a major step in the right direction for a company that has been mismanaged and a workforce that has been mistreated for too long. For weeks, thousands of UAW members at Stellantis have been calling for the company to fire Carlos Tavares due to his reckless mismanagement of the company. We are pleased to see the company responding to pressure and correcting course."
Cap.
And back out here live now, and I tell you, baby, it is as cold as some of those responses we got about Tavares early this morning from some of those workers. Many of them, they're very frustrated. Morale, yes, it is still very low, and many of these workers hope that a changing of the guard at the top will be all the difference for this auto giant.
Listen, y'all, it's going to get rough before it get better. I'm warning you now, it's going to get rough before it gets better. A lot of y'all need to make some adjustments, and when I say make adjustments, you need to put yourself in a position to where you'll be able to not only survive, but thrive. Y'all got to get educated. A lot of y'all came into these plants and you came into these jobs right out of high school, so you don't have no education. You don't have no other skill set. You don't have nothing else. You ain't got nothing else in the fire. You ain't got no business or none of that. We got to be productive as human beings. We have to be great as men, and we can't put our fate in the hands of some other CEO who's going to retire rich, and he going to take his millions and move on with his life, and they're going to keep it moving. We got to make adjustments. We can't put our hands in the fate and our fates in the hands of these companies in the UAW.
I'm going to finish up this mission, then I got to go and do some work. Shit.
First you break into my
Delusions may shield.
This
The dark side breaks one's chain.
Oh, come on.
Business is war. You.
It was actually quite simple.
What do you...
Benton?
Aurelian engine, go ahead. Turn our droids on us.
Droids. Take them to Commander Kraid at the... If
you may...
CEC ion cannons are offline. The rocket trams can run again. We must celebrate. Come to the tears of Taris at once.
I got to get to a good stopping point. Got lucky there. I thought I was going to get caught because they're patrolling. Damn. Got real lucky there. What's this? Oh, cool looking. Trying to get going. So I gotta go do some stuff.
Klaus.
is like.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, thank God. I forgot. I could save a lot of time just shuttling there once I'm out of the building. God, I hate going all the way back through all that shit. All right. Let's see. Woo. I just ate a salad with some chicken in there, and even the salad hit me pretty heavy. I gotta just drink lots of water and relax as much as possible.
Outstanding job. The CEC surrender shook the rebellion. We'll mold their board into icons of imperial loyalty. My master wishes to express his gratitude.
I am Darth Decimus, member of the Dark Council, architect of Corellia's invasion. From slavery rises the most powerful Sith in generations. Darth Thanaton is right to fear you. Corellia is filled with wretched people, crude, scheming animals, begging to be conquered. We can help them by winning this battle, but I require your help.
My duty is my life.
Charity is for the weak and the lazy. The Empire is neither. You'll be well rewarded. Follow me and you'll swim in the spoils of war. But first, we destroy the rebellion. We must decorate Corellia with their dead. Take a rocket tram to the ruins of Labor Valley. Help Major Tradic burn the rebels out of hiding. Then we will speak again.
Shit. All right.
you require medical attention?
Don't know why it gives me rating 12 shit.
Be well. Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
This is... What's in here? Yeah, I'm passing on all the small missions. I just don't intend to bother with it.
Combat staff grunts due in axial park days ago. What am I supposed to do with them now? Calisthenics? Don't get smart.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Okay. Let's do this. Oh.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Shit. So, I mean, I have to go to this one. I think I remember now. It's a different area. Okay, well, it'll take forever to do anything with this. Over 1 million credits. I haven't been over 1 million credits in a long time. So anyway, I have to go to this pad because this pad goes to where the first strike is. I'm going to start that campaign. Then I'll double back over there and do another thing. If memory serves, it's straight down this road, I think. All the way down at the end. Oh. Man, even a salad kind of blows me away a little bit. Shit. I had a salad with a little bit of chicken, you know, any kind of veggies that I had, and a little bit of ranch. I didn't put any cheese. I just put Parmesan cheese. Normally I put cheddar cheese and then Parmesan cheese on top of that and mix it up. It's really good. Tastes good going down, but what happens is I get really hungry and I think I eat too fast. I think that's what really happens. So anyway,
vehicle pads are currently open for business.
This one will go here.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
And this is the first strike. This is where I'll start. There we go. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to log off. Did pretty good. Can't complain. Level 65. Got almost 8 minutes on my experience point bonus. Do have 3 other ones. And I'm just thankful, you know. I did pretty good. I had this character at level 50 for a long time, 40, 50, and we're already at 65. 70 is one of the tiers, and after that, I think I've seen them at 80, but I haven't played the game in a long time, so I don't know. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good one.